Good evening, visitors, and welcome to the Australian War Memorial's last post ceremony. My name is Matthew Rose, and joining us today from the Royal Australian Air Force is Flight Lieutenant Elise Carey. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that support them. We also acknowledge the members of RSL and Services Clubs Association, RSL Victoria and RSL Queensland, who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During the ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the pool of reflection by visitors to the memorial. Now, please stand and join in singing the national anthem. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the heart of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight, we will read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 102,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and operations for more than a century. But first we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths and floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the pool of reflection.
Today, we remember and pay tribute to Private Walter James Stafford. Known as Jim, Walter Stafford was born near Gunnedah in 1894. His mother died in 1907 when he was around 13 years old. He attended the local Gunnedah public school and went on to become a blacksmith. In March 1915, Stafford enlisted in the Australian Imperial Force, naming his brother Edward as his next of kin. He was posted to the 19th Battalion, and after a period of training in Australia, left for active service overseas in June 1915 on board the troopship Ceramic. It is likely that Private Stafford served for at least some weeks on Gallipoli. Following the evacuation at the end of 1915, the AIF underwent a period of reorganisation and expansion in Egypt. Stafford was transferred to the 5th Machine Gun Company and went through machine gun training before being sent to France to fight on the Western Front. In early May 1916, the 5th Machine Gun Company was in a quiet sector of the front line near Bourgogne. Stafford was manning his gun when a heavy German artillery barrage came down. A chance shell scored a direct hit on Stafford's gun, killing him and 2 others instantly. His friend, Private Victor Thompson, wrote to Walter's brother Edward to tell him, "He died a real hero, his hands holding the handles of the machine gun. No one could die a soldier's death better than being at his post to the last moment. We mourn his loss, and such soldiers as he, the king and country, are proud of." Private Stafford's commanding officer also wrote to Edward to express his sympathy. He wrote, "I had the highest opinion of his qualities as a machine gunner and much more important, as a man. Though sad for you, this is another example of the devotion to their country of our soldiers, and I can only offer you my sincere sympathy." Private Walter Stafford was buried near where he fell. His brother chose an epitaph that read, "In the dawn of a splendid manhood, when the tide of his youth ran high, with courage and hope in his bearing, he waved us a last goodbye." Sadly, this was too long for the standard headstone, and Edward did not reply to requests for a shorter one. Today, Walter Stafford is buried in the Brewery Orchard Cemetery at Bourgogne in France. He was 22 years old. His name is listed on the Roll of Honour on my right, amongst almost 62,000 Australians who died while serving in the First World War. A photograph of his headstone is displayed beside the pool of reflection. This is but one of the many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Private Walter James Stafford, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in hope of a better world.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the reading of the Ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. Lest we forget.
We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozières or in the low scrub at Gallipoli, with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain, has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the last post ceremony. We thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial and wish you all a very good evening.